Progress.
Let me open my VS Code also. So today, we are going to cover the Lightning components. Uh, Lightning experience mean how it's different from Salesforce Classic. Is in Salesforce Classic, mean you need to write the code mean maybe from desktop or mobile at multiple places. This Lightning component means Salesforce introduced in around 2014-15, mostly 2015. So it's like when you write the code at one place, the same will work at your desktop, the same will work at your mobile. And plus, mean its feature are mean quite better, and plus it's very much mean related to JS. But now Lightning component has also mean become outdated. Mean Salesforce has in 2019 has introduced Lightning Web Component. But before going to Lightning Web Components, mean if you see, mean these are all the LWC components which we will cover in the next session. Before that, this Lightning component, this is the Aura one. Let me just try to refresh my Aura. Now this Lightning component, mean this can be created either from the VS Code, it can be created as well as from your, I don't know why it's not getting refreshed. This Lightning component, mean it can be created from your VS Code as well as it can be created from your developer console also, it can be created on. So choice is your, mean how you want to create it on. So generally, in case you want to create it from VS Code, you just need to do it like this. That's it. Just click on create new Aura, specify the name of that component, and that's it. For example, so here if you see, these all files will be created. So this Lightning component, this is nothing but a bundle, mean which has collection of, mean a single Aura bundle folder is there for a Lightning component, which has collection of different files. So what are these different files? If you see, one is your application file, the other one is your metadata XML. Apart from this Aura doc, this is generally the documentation in case you want to refer from Salesforce. CSS for styling. This SVG is mainly for your, mean icons and all of those things in case I want to show on Lightning component. This one is your controller, and this one controller is mainly but nothing in case I need to call my Apex classes. Helper is generally being used for your, in case mean the logic in controller is quite complex, or maybe there are certain validations. Mean assume mean you created 4 fields, so those have mean generic validations. So in case you need to perform that validation in the controller side, then it will become mean very complex. So in order to overcome, mean generally what we do, mean generally the code which is very complex and which is mean reusable code, that is being generally written in your helper file. Other than this, render is generally being used to mean render certain properties which is being there. And this one is mainly, this one again want to tell you, this one is mainly for your, if you see, yeah. So just let me show you in this developer console also, mean how it looks like. The component part also I want to show you, that I will show you this one. I will open in one existing Lightning component. So this is mean from how you can mean do it in developer console. Here also mean you have this option, mean you can create this Lightning component. So why this create with any of this following configuration comes. In case you want your Lightning component to be visible in Lightning tab, in Lightning page is nothing but your single app page builder that I will show you later. In case I want to use my Lightning component into my record page, in case I want to use it in communities, in case I want to use it in quick action. In case I create it from here, I can try to create one. I will name it a new LC testing. Let me just try to add all of this. So here, if you see, these are the same thing that I discussed it there also. Mean in VS Code also, mean we discussed the same thing. Let's see here. Same thing is coming here. I have the component, I have the controller. Component is this part. So inside this component, what I am going to do, I am going to show how my UI will look like. In the controller, where my logic will happen. In this controller part, mean I can call my, this is generally mean in JS only, mean this logic is there. Helper, I already told you. Mean in case I want some generic logic or all of this. Style is mean generally your CSS. So these all I have covered it out. So here, since if you remember, mean I selected the previous option, mean that it should be visible on record page, in quick action, in tab. So how it comes out? When you check that box, you have this thing, force app hostable. So here force app hostable means that it is going to be used in record page. I mean, this is generally a library in Lightning components. That's what we are using. Now come the second one, mean flexi page available for all page types. This is being used for, in case in Lightning App Builder we used to use. Lightning App Builder is nothing but a one-page app that you have. So what you can do, you can create one-page app. Inside that, mean you can put your Lightning component. I will show you in the later demo also. Available for record home. In case I want to use it in record page. Record page is nothing, in case you open that account tab, you open it out like this if you have. If you open this one, this is your record page. Similarly, this one is my home page. So in case I want to use my, assume this one in my home page, I can also have the tab. So this one, if you see record home, this one is for my home page. Similarly, comes your next one, record ID. So this one is mainly been used to get that particular record ID. So if you remember in ZF also, mean we had that thing, parameter dot record query parameter dot record ID, that get ID you have. So similarly here also, mean in case I need to use that particular record, I can use that record ID. This is been generally being used in your record page. Apart from this, in case I want to use it in community, I have this. And quick action, what it means is this one. In case I go it here, these are all quick actions. So I mean, on the whole, what it's like, whenever I'm creating an Aura Lightning component, I'm creating it out. It's a bundle. Inside that you have different folders, all of this. After that, main thing is how the communication happens. I mean, you will have this component, mean which will be your UI. I mean, all that UI part will come. The second part, mean all your logic on JS side, mean the client side, which will happen with this will come in controller. And in case I need to call any Apex class or a controller, this will be done from this controller. I will show you. So let us just try to explore our first Lightning component. Yeah. So here, if you see, what I have done here is, in this account list LC, what I have done is I have displayed list of 10 accounts I have displayed. So now how this 10 accounts are basically coming it out is I have one lightning component. Inside that I am calling one apex class in which is being called through my controller. That is one part. So once that data is being coming out, that is being displayed onto my component. So now if I remember, this one is my app builder. Let me show you how you can check it out. Here, if you see, you can click on edit page. So if you see, account LC is my name of the page. So here what I have done is I have been just wrap this. That's it. If you see, for the timing, when I will remove this one. So how this app builder is created. I believe this would have been covered in the previous sessions also. Let me show you. So here, if you see, I just need to click on new. This screen will come. So here, if you see, this account list LC has been created out. And one more option mean how I can check lightning component also is this one. Yeah. So if you see, this is the one that I created. So in case you click here, it will open developer console. So now let us try to understand what it is. So here, if you see, first, I will go tag by tag, so then it's easier for you people to understand. First of all, Aura component controller. Remember, two types of controller here are being talked. Whenever I'm referring this controller, this one refers to Apex class. And this controller, this one refers to Lightning component controller. So in case I need to, let me open this Apex class for you, then it will be much easier for you. Yeah. So in this class, what I have done is, this is my Apex class that I have. And one more thing, whenever you are using Aura components or maybe LWC also Lightning component, you always need to have this tag @ Aura enable. So in case you are not specifying Aura enable, then this method won't get called in your Lightning component. So this one is @ Aura enable. After that, what I have done is I have called this method fetch accounts, which is fetching me the list of accounts. So here, if you see, I have just fetched 10 accounts. So now how this fetch account method is getting called inside Lightning component. So first of all, this Apex class I specified. Now, in order to call this method, what it has been done, there is this handler is there in it. This is nothing but your initial load. Whenever my page gets loads, this inbuilt method should be called. And inside this, what I'm doing is I'm calling this method c.fetch account. Now, always remember, two things one person needs to remember here is, whenever you are calling in the controller class method, you're trying to call, you always need to have C. In case I need to call some Apex class method, so it should be c.fetch account. So now if you see, yeah, okay, fine. So now if you see how this action has gone here, let us. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. You see that. Yeah. So here, if you see, two things you need to note it out here. first of all, this is my controller that is there, which is having that Apex class. After that, during load what I need to do? So I need to call that method, and from that I need to get my account records. So here what it has been done, this is this init, this one is inbuilt keyword. After that, what you need to do, you need to call this action method. And action methods, you always, as I told you, it will always be called with C dot. And other than this, there is one more thing, attributes. It's there. Attributes are generally used in case you want to do communication between your component and your controller. So now if you go here, fetch accounts, I will go here in the controller. You have this method, fetch accounts. So after that, what here I have done is I have called this fetch accounts Apex method. Is this thing clear till this point? Then I can move into the attributes part. Any questions? If not clear, I can repeat on.
Manu, I have one question. So are we going to write same set of codes in all the component, like all the sections, the helper, the CSS, the component?
This will come by default.
This will come
by default. This I am not going to. The code could be different. This could be different. This you can change according to your requirements. It's just like,
so it's not necessary to have the same set of codes, right, in all the sections.
Yeah, it's not necessary. So it depends upon your requirement. So I could have 3 or 4 helper methods. I could have controller. Currently I have only this one, but I could have multiple also. In case I could have multiple, I could just write it comma. I could write my second controller here. Got it?
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, just assume like in VF, in Visual Force, what we were doing it out in Visual Force also, there you could have multiple tags now. So just thinking that way, you could have multiple things here also.
Okay.
Yeah. And here just remember, most of the work, since this Aura is a JS framework, so most of the work is being done on the client side only. So server side scope is very limited. Only when you want to do some logic part or some call outs integration part, in that part only your this server side Apex class will come into picture. But in case of Visual Force, it used to be opposite. Most of the work used to happen on server side, client side was very limited. So this is one of the major differences also there. So assume some validations you need to do it out. So mostly the validations here will happen in the Lightning component side. So till date, what I have done is I created one component where it should be used, that I specified in this tags. This tags I specified. After that, what I am doing is during initial load, I need to call this Apex class to get account details. So this is how I'm calling it. Okay. So one more thing, assume my call out is going out. So this will always return me response in async, it takes a little bit of time. So that's why you have here this thing. Now here, if you see, this is the action that I specified. Here I wrote the word set params also. But currently, if you see this, my class, it doesn't have any parameter. So in case it had any parameters, I would have specified those name and those values also. And always remember what is the parameter name here, that needs to be same here also. So now my response, it will come as a success on error. Error we will discuss later also in one demo I have. So my message will come in the form either success or failure. So in case this one has come success, I will set this value into this component. Now this, what is this account list? This is nothing but your attributes. Attributes are nothing. It is generally being used for communication between your this component, Aura component and the Aura control. In case now this method is called, so values come into this attributes. So now that I need to display it on the UI. That's it, nothing more than that. So if you see, these are the attributes. So here, if you see, this is account list, this one is my attribute. Attributes are mainly used for communication, if you remember it. Component and this controller, so that it can be displayed on this component UI. So how now this code has been done? this Apex class, I call this method. After that, these are the columns. Now this label field type, these are being generally used for a lightning data table, because this lightning data table these are some inbuilt parameters that you need to specify for your columns. So if you see here, label, account name, industry type. So these are, if you see here, these are this account name, label, industry type. So since this needs to be used into data table, this is how it's being specified. And always remember, when controller you are using or calling out or setting out, you use c dot controller method name. Whenever you are using your attributes, it's always v. V here refers to your view. So in order to refer the attributes, we use v dot your name of the attribute. So here, if you see, this one is my columns. Now labels I got. Now in that data table, I need to get the values of those records. So that is going to come from my account list. So if you see, this is my account list. So now if I go here, now this response dot is coming. Inside this response, your full data will come of Apex classes. And v dot account list. So here what I've done, the response has come in, the list of 10 accounts has come. This has been set inside this attribute. Now attribute will have two methods. One is your set, the other one is get. So here what I am doing is, in this attribute, I am setting this value of accounts. So now if you look into this data table, what I have done is I am passing those list of records from the attributes, columns, which I set it mean all those names. Key field, this is generally mean an ID, and this hide check column, it just means a simple property, meaning in case I want to hide those columns or not. So in case you want to check this library also, and this lightning data table, this is mean very much similar to in your data table that you have in there. I mean, the same thing has been in there. I was just checking the art documentation. So I mean, this you can check from Salesforce documentation also. And apart from this, I mean, this label values that I was showing you now. Yeah, that's it. Yes. If you read here, array of the columns object that is used to define the data type, required properties include label, data key, and type. So here, if you see, it is the same thing. So on the whole, what in this lightning component has been done. So in my, or there are 100 of accounts. So I have just displaced 10 accounts using lightning app builder to display my accounts using lightning component. Now the same thing in case I try to visualize on mobile, that will work same. And in case you want to do the debugging also, so mainly you have one thing known as console.log. So that I want you people to try it yourself, how that worked it out. In here you just need to write whatever you want to do. So this you can write. So is this clear? Hello. Then what has been done? The thing that was done in VS page been using your data table. So same thing has been done here also in lightning component. Any questions been on this component?
Yeah, Manu, actually, this component is already been created by you maybe previously, right? Because there are lots of codes, so it is becoming difficult to understand. Means what exactly those code are for in all
Yeah,
those
those code
section
I can give
component
you.
controller helpers type.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what you
So
want to understand?
I have just
Yeah, tell.
Manu, I just one request. Can we can we create a small, very small component from the beginning? So in all sections, we we would understand key what you're exactly writing in all those sections. So maybe a
Yeah,
hello world or any kind of small, very small component.
yeah. In case I try to start it, then this next I won't be able to cover it. This will mean in case one line that
Okay.
won't be possible for me to, because there are 5 components mean I need to cover it. So what I can do, I can give you this code and you
That's
people can
fine.
try it to your side. Because each line, you mean
Yeah, that will be
I
good.
start running each line, then it just it will mean become very difficult. You got my point?
Okay,
Because
that's okay.
I
No
can
issues.
write it,
No
but
issues.
then only one component will be covered in this session. Then we won't be able to go into LWC in the next session. Time is a constraint, that there is no
No
other such
problem.
problem. Maybe you can get some code from Google and you can start trying it yourself. It always starts this way. I mean, first of all, you will have this controller. I can create, maybe I can copy this code and show you how it gets created. Just one. This I can do it out for you for a quick purpose. So generally, this is how it will. You see now this is my component. Okay. So now in case I wanted to use this account list one, I will start this one. Okay, this one is here. What I can do is, first my component got created. Fine. Hello.
Okay.
So it will allow me to.
Yeah.
After that, this is my now controller part. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
It got copied twice. This I will currently remove it. Now I just save it. Got saved. That's it. So in case there is some helper that I can also create. So this helper needs to be called mainly from your controller. So that's why here you have these 3 tags: component, event, and helper. This component is one which is used to get the components. Maybe component tags.
Okay.
This helper is in case, this event is event handling. This we will cover today in the today session. The third one is helper, in case you need to call this helper. Okay.
Okay. So.
Okay. So my first component now is done. So here I just displayed that account details. Now let me go to the second one. So inside the Visualforce, we had done standard controllers. So similarly in Lightning components also, you have Lightning data services you have. So in this Lightning data services, you have 2 things, that is Lightning record form and Lightning record view form and Lightning record edit form. So in case there is some, assume an example, account record. So there you want to create a new account record or edit some account record. So there what you will do, you will make use of this Lightning record, Lightning data services you will make use of. So now the biggest advantage of Lightning data services, you don't need to write the Apex class to get that particular account. Just like you had standard controller, you have this Lightning data services, Lightning components you have. So there you have 2 things, that is your view and the edit. In case I'm view, in case I have that record ID and need to display an account. So in that case, what I will do, I will go for Lightning record
Data service.
Lightning data services, I will go. So let me just try to show you one example. Because to be honest with you, lightning component, I also did it after 1.5 years, because for the last 1.5 years, I am also working on LWC.
Okay.
But it's like there are certain requirements will come in where your LWC will not work, and then you need to know lightning components and then use it inside. Inside that you need to wrap lightning web component. So that's why you need to know lightning component. Okay, let us see the example. I will just work with now. Okay, so now here what I have done is, inside this I have wrapped this lightning component, this one. So here whenever I am entering this detail, an account is getting created just for demo purpose. So let us see what is the name of the component. So here now this one edit page, I clicked it out. Yeah, it's account creation instance. Let me open it. Yeah. So here if you will notice, one thing is this lightning component, these are of type Aura, and this lightning web component, this one is LWC. Yeah. So now if you see, I will close all of these. Yeah. So here if you see, this was the thing that I told you, has record ID. Whenever you are using this lightning data service, you will always need to have the record ID. So in case it's not present, it will create that record with that ID. In case it's present, it will use that record to display or it update. In our case, we are going to edit. So other than this, these are the things that you need to have. Record form. I need to specify the name of the object. In my case, it's account. So this one is used to get my fields. And on success, it should call this method. And apart from this, then there are these attributes. This attribute, this record ID, this is inbuilt. Just like you had ID in VF, same way you have this record ID here. So this will get that particular record ID. In case it's present, if it's not present, then it will create that. So now here, if you see, I don't have any Apex class. Yeah. So on success, what has been done? Just a toast message has been displayed. This record has been created with this ID. So main thing here is this thing, has record ID, this tag, and this tag. These are the main. Let me try to now create this. And one more thing here to be noted, notice since this one is your standard Lightning data services, all the field types are coming automatically. If you see this industry, this pick list, I did not have to create manually. So in case I would have been using an Apex or all of this becomes very complicated. And one more advantage with Lightning data service is that securities are enforced, your sharing rules are enforced. So in case some user that does not have access to this annual industry field, he won't see it. Now let me try to say. So now you see this account got created with this ID. I didn't copy that ID. Maybe see this one got created. So is this clear? Lightning data service is clear. So now what I want, I did on this one, I did on account creation. So maybe I want you people to try it out this one. I mean, editing existing account record, or the other thing could be viewing that account record using Lightning data service. On this blog SFDC Monkey, I mean, there is a very good example that you people can refer it out. So is this clear? Lightning data service? Any questions on this?
Cleared, Manu. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now let us see what is next. Okay, so Lightning, this one I covered it out. So in VF pages, if I needed to display error messages, what we were doing it out, we were in Apex classes, we were doing it out add error, and after that the type we were specifying out, and after that page messages tag we were using in VF. So in LWC, in case I need to display an error message, you can make use of toast messages. I mean, that is the best approach. So first I will show you the type of toast messages are there, and after that there is one small demo, small POC created for lead creation. So there I will show you how error messages are displayed. So first of all, I will show you the various kind of toast messages that are there. This one is another one. Okay. So now here you see there are 4 types of tab: information, error, response. So let us see what. Once I click on this information message is coming. Now I click on error. This error is coming. Now I click on warning. This warning message is coming. I click on success. This success message is coming. So how these are? Yeah, this is anyhow. I just want to close all of this. Difficult to understand. Yeah. So here, if you see, I have this button, information. Variant brand is generally been used to specify in what color and all of these things you need. I'm calling this method show info. So now here what has been done. This is the method that show info has been called. So inside this is, since this message is going to display the application, that's why I have this $a dot. This is how I'm getting that show toast property. I'm getting it. So once I get that, what parameters do I need to set? So once you look, this is a toast method. So this is the toast event has, and inside this, these are the parameters that I can set. title. This is coming as info. Message, if you see, this is my text. How much time I need to display it out? This one is generally being used how the design and those layouts should be. What is the type? This was an information type, if you see. Last one is this one, mode. This one I believe has 3 values. One is pester, the other one is disable, and there is one more. I also wrote it. Yeah. This full explanation has been given here. Yeah. This is dismissible, pester, and sticky. So dismissible, what it will happen, it will display until your time your press button is being pressed. Okay. Yeah. So thanks. So we covered this message. We were at error message. So if you see here, the type will be error. The next thing that will come for the warning, you will have the type here as warning. Similarly, so this is how it has been done. Infer, error, warning, success. These were the 4 types that we discussed. So is this error message clear? So then maybe we can see how in an Apex class it's been done. Okay. So next thing what I have done, I just want to create one lead record. So in case my first name and last name is not being entered, it should throw me an error message. First, let me show you how this component is being. So this is just Lightning app builder that has been created. So its name is error message LCW. This one I will. Maybe. Yeah. So here if you see, and this is what it has been done. So now this could have been done from record form also, but just to show you how the error message comes in just this demo has been done. So we will open this controller. Yeah. So here if you see what has been done, I am inserting the object record. So in case it's not being done, it's not being inserted, there is some error message, maybe last name or first name I missed it out. I'm going to introduce this exception. So whenever you want to display an error message in Lightning component using Apex class, you always need to throw this exception. That is throw new your inside the exception, either the inbuilt message from Salesforce, or you can create a customized exception also. So once this is being thrown into Apex class, how it needs to be cached into the Lightning controller. If you go here, yeah. So in case it's a success, then normal I will get success. Now this is how it's being called. State equal to error. This will always catch my exception. So inside this, you need to write this error 0.message. So it will get me that particular message. So now once I get that message, I have just passed it inside this post. So now on the whole, what has been done, this is my controller. Once I click on this submit button, this is my submit button. I'm going to call this controller method handle save. So this is my method handle save. Inside that, I am calling Apex method create lead. So now once this is being called, either success or failure will come. Success will come, then that success stored message will be shown. In case error come, error means this exception part come, then this is what we are going to do. So let us try it. I will leave this one as blank. You see this message came. So this one came from this part. So now if you see, it's being saved successfully. So this lead is being created. So is this clear? I mean, how an error message to be described?
Yes.
Okay. So now the next part that is being left out, the only part is this is going to be little complicated. That is your event handling in Salesforce. So mainly there are two types of communication that can be done in Lightning component. That is either from child to parent communication I can have, which is known as your component bundle. And the second one is your application bundle. So in the application bundle, what it will happen, whatever the value is being set in a particular component, that can be used by all the components at the same level. But in case of component bundle, what will happen, the value will be set at child level, but that can be accessed by parent. So I will show you that example. So in event handling, mean what is the thing that needs to be done in Node? You will have two things. That is, you will register your event, and the second thing is handle your event. So in case of this component bundle, the event will be registered at the child level, but it will be handled by the parent. But in application level, it can be fired. If there are 4 components, it can be fired by one component, but it can be handled by other 3 components. In the both are at same level. First, I will show you the code, mean how it is being done, and then I will show you in the developer console. Okay, it's already JS. So in case of component builder, I mean what the first thing that I need to do it out is I need to create this event. This event name can be even for the example I've just took this shark comp event example that I have taken it out. So this is one event. Its type will be component. So it is going to be a component. In case it's application, that will be application. This comes inbuilt. Now my attribute here is what is going to do. There is one variable that I will create as alphabet. So from that alphabet, whatever the value that I will pass it out, based upon that, I believe, yeah. So in case on the alphabet I pass to A, at from child level I'm passing A. At parent level, A will be equal to apple. In case I am passing it at Z, Z will be equal to zebra. So currently, with these two things, just you remember it out. So we will see how it's being done. First of all, this event needs to be created out. Let me show you this event. I will go one by one. Yeah, so if you see, this is the event. So first my now event is done. So now what I need to do, I need to register this event. So this event will be fired from my child component. So now what I will do, I will open that child component. So now here, if you see, I've created this attribute, just set it as default. This is how I'm registering that event. So here what has been done, the type of the event, here will come the name of the event. Apart from this, register event at child level, what name does it need to have? This will be, this I can write anything. After that, what I will do, I will have one input text box. I will have there. I will enter the alphabet, either A or Z. I will enter as. So once I enter at A or Z, that A will flow to the parent. Parent, based upon the event handler, will get that A value, and based upon that, it will display A is equal to apple. So currently, parent part ignore, just focus on the child part where I'm just firing that event. So now here what I do, I have this button, do submit. Once I click on it, so this is what I'm doing it out. Here if you see, I'm getting this event. So whenever you need to find the event from the child, this is how you will do. First you get the name of the child. That's it. If you see my comp eve will come. After that, in this I need to set this parameter. Now from where this parameter is coming, this is coming from here. Because inside this event I have defined this one parameter, which is a string variable, in which will have that value A or any other input value that is being entered. So this, once this is being fired, this will be handled by the parent. So here, if you see, first I got that event name. After that, this one was the input I have taken here. Yeah, this one, input text. So what is the value in the input text that should be set into my event? That's it. So first part I have done. I mean, I have fired the event into my child. First of all, I created an event. After that, register event, I did it in my child component. And after that, I passed that attribute value, that input text. So now let me go into the parent where this event is going to be handled. So now you notice here one thing, this aura handler. In child, if you remember, I had register event because there I was firing it out. In parent, I need to handle this event. So here you will have this thing, aura handler. So now this one if you see this one event, this one will be same as this name event. And name, if you see, this is same as the name that we defined here. So mainly here two things will go. First of all, in your handler, your event type will go and the name of the event will go. And if you see how I came to know this is a parent and this is a child, whenever you are using a lightning component and inside the parent you need to wrap the child, child will always come in. So this is the name of my child component. So this is my parent component. Inside that, how I'm using my child, this is how I'm using my child. So now how this has been handled here. Now you see. Here you have this. Whenever my event is fire from child, it's being handled by my parent, it will fire this method do handle. Inside this do handle, what I am doing is, this is my second time, as I told you, component event helper. This I can have customized names also. So I just took one customized name. Here you can write is that event also. So inside this event, what I'm doing is, I'm first of all getting my parameter, which I need to set it out. And this one is coming from my event. This thing, my alphabet. Mainly this register event. So mainly on the whole, what has been done at the child level, there was one attribute, one parameter was defined, which was fired from the child. This is being handled by parent, and this is how it's being handled. Because this my alphabet, this one is from this one. So now let us go into, after that nothing, in case my character is equal to A for apple, Z for Z. Let us see how it works. What was the name of that application? Just 1 minute, I just forgot the name of that application. Yeah. So if you see in this lightning component, just for, you can create one application also. You can, like here you go here, lightning. You can have this option lightning application also. So inside the lightning application, you can have lightning components also. So how the order is, you have lightning component, you can wrap a lightning component inside another lightning component also, just like that parent child thing we did it out. Apart from this, this lightning component, this can be put into your application also. So here what I have done is, I have created one child component. This I wrap it inside my parent. Now my parent, I have put it inside my lightning application. Now let me click on preview here. So now this one is my child component. So here I will enter A. So once I click on submit, data will go into my parent. A for apple. So this is how this one is coming. And if you want, we can check the log. So this is how it got filed. Let me try it once again. So here now I will enter A. Now if you see how this flow will go. So this one started in child and then went, and then it came into parent. is this clear? I mean, mainly here what has been done, the data that I entered in my child component, that has flown into parent using events, and inside that event I have this attributes or your parameters, this one. On the whole, this parameter, how it has been passed from child to parent, that what has been explained. So now the requirement comes where we need to make use of this child to parent. It's little complicated, but once you go through Trailhead also, you will get more ideas. And maybe you can check some tutorials on YouTube also. Or maybe some Google, I will give you this code also, when you can try it from your side. Any questions on this? Anything you want to check? So mainly here what I have done is event first created, then inside child I register it out. After that I handle it out in my parent, and later on in the application I just displayed. Any question? Anyone want to check anything on this? This is mainly your component, event, and helper. So I just make it a customized name. I could write it like this also. Anyone, any question? Anyone want to check anything on this? Hello, someone was saying something. Is it clear? Just tell me.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this was what it was like. I passed the data from my child to parent. Now there could be a requirement where there are 4 components are there. So what I want is, whenever some information is submitted by one component, that information should flow to 4 components. There is no hierarchy. So in that case, we make use of application event. So in that case, that information is available at application level. Any component can retrieve that information. So now I will close all of this. Okay, so now this event has been. So here if you see, its type will be application. So I have just passed this attribute name, my code. Sorry, which is of a type string. So this is how this event is being defined, application event. So after that, for this, what I will do, I will have 3 components. So information will be fired by one, but it is accessible to other. So this one will be my firing event. Yeah, so here if you see, this is what has been done. So same way I am registering here, type and name I am entering it out. After that, I will have this button. Once I click on it, then it will ask me for my information, input text. Yeah. So one thing here to be noted is, in that case, I had used event dot to get the value from the event in child component. But in case of application, you don't need to use this SHA event or event word here. What you need to do, since it's at application level, you will use $. $A always refers to your application level. So on this, I am want to fire this event. So if you see, user entered the value and I am firing this event. So this is how the difference is done. There you have component, but here you don't have component. Since at application level, that's why you have this $. So now this event is fired. So now how it's being handled. Let us open those components. So I have this two components will be there. HR comp will be there and teacher comp will be there, in where I will be handling this. You will see I will have all of these three at once. Let us open it. So here the handler will come, if you see. So if you see, this one is my same way. And here one more thing to be noted is that name you can avoid here. It's not mandatory. So now let me go to the controller here. So on do handle, what we are doing. So on do handle, what I am doing it out in case A is being entered, it should be sent as approved. So similarly, there is one more is there, that is teacher comp. In that, A is being set to absent. So now event is fired by one component, it is been handled by two components, and which are not dependent upon the parent. So here also you have this handler, and there you have do handle. So here what I am doing is, in case A is being passed from the component, I am setting it at to accept. So now for this application has been created. Or a file. So inside this, I don't have any parent child or. So what will happen? This will fire inside this. I will enter the value A. This will set it to A equal to absent. This one will set it to approve. So if you see, there is no such any hierarchy here. Let us try. So approve, absent. So approve came for HR comp. For teacher comp, it came absent. So it was handled at application level. All things are same here. Here just one thing is to be noted is that it will be at application of $A, and you won't have any parent child inside. Is this clear? Any questions to anyone? Shall we move to the next one? Only one component is left after this. If anyone wants to ask anything. This auto component I can give you also. Just need to check which folder it is. Maybe I can just check and need to post it down. Remember where the workspace I believe. Anyone, any questions? Everyone is quiet. Is it clear or not? Tell me honestly. It is little complicated because I also when did it first time in 2015 on Trailhead. It was on Trailhead. It's been very badly written, to be honest. It will just jump after attributes and all of this. So I also then had to check some example on the internet. This was the first example that I tried it out. One other example to parent to child is there is one example also. When you have an account here, you have. So what you want with the account, the context should be displayed. List of contacts should be displayed. So in that case also your parent to child relationship comes into picture. Someone was saying something. As compared to Lightning components, when this Lightning Web Component is much more simpler. The reason is simple. In Lightning component, this Aura framework is Salesforce framework. I mean, you have this SDLS, Salesforce Design Lightning System you have. But in case of Lightning Web Component, that is totally making use of this JavaScript framework. So in that case, I can make use of out of the box functionalities of JavaScript a lot. And plus its code and performance is much more better as compared to Lightning component. This was the reason in 2019, Salesforce introduced Lightning Web Components. But to work on Salesforce, you need to know all these frameworks. You need to know Classic, you need to know Visual Force Pages. Lightning components, you need to know. Lightning Web Components, you need to know. 5 months before I had one requirement, it was like from the account, quick action needed to be called from Lightning Web Component. And from Lightning Web Component, quick action cannot be called directly at that time. So what I had to do from quick action, I had to call my Lightning component. Inside that, I have to wrap my Lightning Web Component. Even though in summer 21, I believe in Salesforce in Salesforce introduced Lightning Web Component outcome be called from quick action directly. But my requirement was in March. So in case I did not know Lightning component, I would not have been able to implement that LWC also. So this is the reason when you need to know all these three frameworks. And plus currently, if there are 10 projects are there, 6 will be on Lightning component, 3 will be on Salesforce Classic, and 1 will be on LWC, Lightning Web Component. This is how it is currently. Anyone any questions? And then I can go to the last component. Okay, let me open this for incognito. Okay, so if you remember, get contact option from one org I'm trying to get my contacts from another org. This was done in Classic, so how it could have done in Lightning also? Let us just try to check it. Yeah. So if you see, I have this lightning component, lightning SF1. So here, if you see, this is fetching the context from another. So this all things I have, spinner and all of these things I have. So this is the controller class that I have. This one is getting my context from my org1. This is my org2. Yeah. So here, if you see, this all part you can ignore. Mainly, this is the wrapper class. And always remember, whenever you are using wrapper class in Lightning component, you always need to write this tag @ in case you are not writing it, that it won't work. All the variables which are. So now let me try to open this one. So I have this button get context. So if you see here, this is the button. Yeah. Get contact list. So in case I open it here, this is calling Apex class method call SF1. This one. So now I will click on it. I get context. This was one spinner that I put it out here. This is coming from here. So now my data came. Just I put here. So this is what it has been done here. This one I showed you first in Classic also. Today I showed you in Lightning also.